Hey everybody, Ramey here. I'm just getting set up, making sure everything's working. So bear with me for a sec while I set everything up. Let's see. Just checking everything here. Okay, I think everything. Let's see. All right. Okie dokie. Let's see. Oh yes. Make sure this is all set up. See this? Perfect. Okay. Let's see. Just making sure everything's set up here. Let's see, let me make sure chat's working. Yep. Chat is working beautifully. Okay, let's see. Recording sound. Sounds good. I hear audio. Perfect. Everything's good. We are set. Ready to go. Okay. Hey everybody, how you doing? Just making sure everything's set up for the day. As you know, I'm making sure, and whenever I'm going to do this, that everything's set up correctly before I begin. So I'm taking my time a little bit, making sure things are set up. So there's always going to be like an intro and outro now. You might hear some music and stuff like that. See me playing around with stuff as kind of setting up with that minute or two once I start streaming. All right, so going to talk about a few different topics today that I kind of want to discuss. And as always, if you have questions, please feel free to chime in and ask anything. But I want to talk about I want to talk about this app that I've been playing with on my Oculus Quest that's really cool that I think a lot of people need to spend some time and check out. I want to talk about lifetime of devices, like how long are our devices lasting? And then finally, what I want to talk about is I want to talk about the importance of sound when like making a video like this. Like I'm going to do some tests. We're actually going to do some tests with some different microphones. I'm going to let you hear the difference between like a good and bad mic and like some of the different settings that I use as I'm playing around with this. Because, I'm still learning even as I stream and trying to figure out like one of the reasons why like I did an intro today is like I'm doing a sound check now, and I can't do the sound check until I actually go live. So if you listen to like any radio show, you always notice like they're doing something in the beginning. It's because they're testing everything. Even though they've already tested it before that, as soon as you go live, it's like you need to test again. Okay. So first thing I want to talk about today is something that is pretty cool that I've been playing around with, a pretty neat app. As you know, I have the Oculus Quest. I've been playing with this thing forever. I actually just have it in the box because I was taking it somewhere. So I packed it all up. Kind of one of the cool things about the Oculus Quest is that I can take it everywhere because it's so small and easy, and you don't need, there's no wires. Like you totally don't need a computer, which is awesome. But let's see, hold on one sec. Checking one thing. Perfect. But one of the things I really like about it is you don't need wires. I can like take it anywhere. It's so small, like it fits in that really little box. All right. So one of the apps that I've been playing, one of the things my university always asks me to do is they want me to go and like do a bunch of VR demos. Like I'm always doing demos of this stuff. I actually have 2 demos next week. Those will be my first ones of the semester. So it's not like I'm doing like 100 a semester. I do a couple. I probably do like 5 to 6 demos, but I have 2 demos next week. For some reason, they both fall in the same week. So, I sat down with my department chair and I said, I'm going to need some money to buy some cool apps because we got to be able to do some stuff with these people besides just use like stuff that's free. There's got to be stuff that's like fun and stuff that's educational. So, I sat down and I bought 4 different apps, but one of the apps I bought is this app's called Wonder. Now they have Wonder for other Oculus versions like the Oculus Go. But I didn't have the Oculus Go. I had the Rift, and I never bought the app before, so I'm playing with it now. This app is crazy. So what Wonder is, the Wonder app, it's really cheap. It's like $5, maybe $9, something like that. It's a very inexpensive app. But what this app is, it basically puts you in Google Earth. Like it puts you there. And like I can look at Google Earth on my computer, but there's something different when like you put a headset on and you can like be like I can like stand in front of my house and like look around. And like I literally feel like I'm in front of my house. I can go stand on like it's really really fascinating. In fact, here's like the video for it. So like one of the things, like you literally like can go to the pyramids in Egypt. You can watch this little video playing in the background, and you're like you can like stand. You see they're like in a neighborhood right now or like on a mountain, and you can like look around and like see what's going on there. It's really neat. It's not like you're just like standing there. This app is kind of just scrolling through everything. But it's really, really, really interesting. So like, for example, I can go to the Statue of Liberty, and it's not like I'm just like looking at a picture of the Statue of Liberty. Like I'm like at the Statue of Liberty where I like look up and I can like get a feel of how much bigger it is than me. And like, I can see what's all around me. And it's not like I'm looking on my computer like scrolling a 3D like a 360 image. Like it's like I'm there. And it's not just a normal I've done like virtual field trips in VR before where I went to like Washington monuments and stuff like that, and that's all like nice and cool, but this is everywhere on Earth that Google has mapped out. So like I can go to your house, I can go in front of your house and like look at your house. Now it's not real time or anything, it's whenever Google buzz it in. But it's really interesting. And I want to talk about some of the security issues that I've noticed with this. So like I could go, like I've never been to Waikiki Beach. I've been to Hawaii before, but I went to Maui. But I've always wanted to go to Waikiki. So I just go to Waikiki in this app and I can like get a feel for what it looks like there. There are people reviewing this app. They're like, we weren't sure what resort to stay at. We went in the app and actually went to all of the resorts. You like it's like you almost get the experience of being there. You can like see what's like next door. You don't just get like that beautiful hotel picture, you know? You can see like what next door, if there's like a gas station behind it. Like it's really, really interesting. Now here's the weird thing about it. I started to go into this app and sometimes I'm like landing on people's back porches, or like their house, or like their private beach, or like their pool. And what I mean is like I landed on this woman's porch. Like I was checking out Figure Eight Island, which is like a mile from my house. I just like pushed. Actually it was an accidental press. I was trying to get to my house and I pressed going there. And I landed on this woman's back porch and she's in her backyard sunbathing. I'm standing right next to her and I can see inside of her house. Like literally in her window, see inside her house. Now you can't do that to everyone. So something about whatever she took, someone took a picture there and somehow they gave access to Google to use that image. But because like you can't do that to my house. My house is just like I can stand in the front yard, like on the street. But it's really kind of creepy, and I guarantee she doesn't know it's there. And I've been using that picture now whenever I give anyone a demo of my Oculus. I'm like, check out this. This is like a big security concern. This is what you have to watch out for. So really, really interesting. So Wonder app, awesome. It's literally like I can go to the pyramids. I can walk around this pyramid. Like in the app, I can walk all around it, look up, see like, you can see like the little vendors selling stuff on the side. Like it's really, really neat. You feel like you're there. Really cool. Like just this app, you can see it's $4.99. Just this app is so, so, so interesting. I'm just kind of like mind blown. I've like spent hours just sitting in this app playing around. Okay, enough about the Wonder app. Anyway, really cool. Check it out. But it's basically Google Earth inside VR. Really neat. Okay. And oh, well, the thing is, like, so someone just asked, like, could this impact, like, what kind of impact could this have on people? Like, so the first thing you have to realize is this is not real time. Like, some of the images, like, I've lived in my house for 6 years, and the images of my house are older than 6 years ago. So, like, they're not, like, it's not, like, live in real time. But, yeah, there's some stuff, like, you know, that is probably, I could see like being like dangerous that it's there. You could like you could learn like the layout of like an area really easily using it. I mean, I can just think of like some bad ways it could be used. I mean, with all technology, it's like, cell phones are awesome, but what are all the things that people have done that have been bad with them? And people like texting when they're driving, getting to like, there's always bad stuff with all technology. There's always negative impacts. But yeah, I mean, there definitely is, and it's just that image was a little creepy and a little scary. I want to like contact this woman and be like, your image is here. You got to like, I don't think you have this here on purpose. Like I can see in your house, and that's a little unusual. As long as it's not real time, I think we kind of limit a lot of stuff. But it was cool. I could like go to the house I grew up as a child and like see what it's like now. I mean, it's really interesting, and I see a lot of educational like impact with apps like this, especially in the future as they get better and better. So really cool. Okay, so where are we at time wise? Oh, good. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is lifetime of devices. So like you buy your iPhone, you buy any device nowadays, right? Any device. How many electronics do we have? I have just in front of me, I literally have a iPhone, I have an iPad, I've got the Apple AirPods, I've got a microphone, I've got a computer, I've got a monitor, I've got lighting, all this stuff around me. And it's really interesting to start to think about, well, how long is this stuff meant to last? So like you always hear these stories, like I hear stories from like my parents or like my grandparents that like, back in the day, everything they used to build was meant to last forever. And I watch shows like I watch, what's the show, American Pickers, where they like find things from like 1935 and it like still works. And they're like, things were just meant to last a long time back then. Maybe it was just the way they built them, manufactured them. We weren't like mass producing things and stuff like that. But it's interesting to see how many things in our life are we buying that are really just like these depreciating assets that are simply disposable. So I was doing some research on the iPhone to determine like how long should the iPhone last. And what I found out is Apple says, and this is what in fact, I'm starting to find all manufacturers say this, the device should last as long as the warranty is. So Apple in court has actually said they don't expect iPhones to last longer than 1 year. 1 year. Now, obviously, people are using their iPhones for 4 years, and I think Apple probably expects it to last 2 to 4 years for people. But like they've legally said, this is why we provide a 1 year warranty. These devices are not meant to last. They're really meant to kind of be disposable, which is scary when the latest iPhone, the most expensive one, is anywhere from, it's like $1,200. I'm actually ordering one. It's like $1,250 for the 256 gigabyte version of it. $1,200 for the latest iPhone. And obviously they have a cheaper model and stuff like that. But considering that it has a 1 year warranty and Apple's saying it's meant to last a year, like that's kind of crazy to think about. So you think about the lifetime of these devices. Now, if you know me, I am very frugal, extremely frugal. I'm not cheap. I'm very conscious of what I'm buying. So let me talk to you about some of the things I've been like, because I had to make some big purchases recently, and not all these are like technology, like fun, cool gaming stuff, but I just want to talk about them because I want to talk about like how I went through the process of like making sure that these devices would last me for the lifetime that I want them for. So first thing let's talk about is computers. So one of the big things I talk about whenever I say like you're buying a new computer is make sure you buy a warranty, especially if you're buying a laptop, for as long as you want the device to last for. So like I purchased my Alienware laptop. I have a R17. I purchased this. It's now going on like a year and a half. This will be my second year in like April, I think, of my computer. But when I purchased this, I know very well that my university is paying for this, and we have a 4 to 5 year life cycle on devices. So I can't just get a new computer every year. They don't have the money for it, especially my computer, because since I'm a tech professor, I can't just use like the same computer that they give to like the English professor who's just writing papers. I need the computer that they're giving to the video professor and the computer science professor. I need that kind of computer that's going to last me, that's able to handle multiple pieces of software, that's able to, use video, images, multimedia stuff like that, gaming. I'm teaching a gaming class. Like, it needs to be able to handle that stuff. So my computer is going to be like $4,000 to $5,000 because it not only do I need a good computer, it has to last me 4 to 5 years. So the only way for me to do that on tech, like with a computer, the only way to get a device that's going to last that long is to simply get the best device you possibly can and to make sure it has a warranty that covers everything for that life. So that's what I've done for my computer. So I've pretty much ensured that my computer is going to last me 4 to 5 years by having a 5-year warranty and getting the best computer I possibly could at the time. Cell phone, there's nothing I can do with this device. Just the battery alone in this is meant to not last longer than 3 years. Lithium batteries are not meant to last longer than 3 years. In fact, if you have an iPhone, you can actually go to settings now and you can actually see how long your battery is supposed to last for. Like, I can click battery and I can click battery health, and it tells me that my battery, this phone is now 2 years old. This battery is at 91% capacity, which means 9% of the battery is lost. So that's actually really good. So, battery-wise, my iPhone is actually great. This is an iPhone 8. I think that they've gotten a lot better. I think a lot of these devices, their lifestyle, even the Apple Watch, like, I feel like the life cycle has gotten a lot better. I was at a point 2 years ago where I was upgrading every year, and now I'm at a point where I'm skipping the Apple Watch 5, and I'll wait till the 6 comes out because I have the 4, and the 4 is good enough. But when you start to think about, like, how does this apply to your life, and why are we not... It's like we purposely, I get this feeling. So I had to buy an air conditioner lately for my house, and it came with a 10-year warranty, and it was like a $6,500 purchase. They're really expensive. And my air conditioning guy was basically like, the warranty's 10 years and that's how long we expect this to last for. And I was like, wow, like $6,000 and this thing's only supposed to last 10 years. Like, that's kind of crazy. And I hear stories, my parents are like, oh, we've had ours for 30 years. I'm like, well, wow, that's awesome. Like, so I'm on like this kick right now for everything that I'm buying to be like manufactured really well so that it actually lasts. So let me talk about 2 purchases that I just recently had to make that this is what I've done. So the first one, and here's a little site here I have for the iPhone. And this is actually from April of 2019. And they talk about, how long is your iPhone supposed to last? 10 years, 3 years. Nope, Apple actually says 1 year. Apple says that customers shouldn't have expectations beyond the 1-year warranty period. And this isn't just Apple. This is every company that I'm dealing, like my air conditioning company. So I just had my dryer die. I bought a dryer 3 years ago. Awesome GE, like top of the line, front load, all the bells and whistles, electronic, everything dryer, like 3 years ago from Lowe's. It just died on me. I had the repair guy come to my house. He's like, yeah, these last about 2 to 3 years. He's like, they only have a 1-year warranty, so they only last about 2 to 3 years. He's like, especially you're a family of 5. He's like, you can expect to keep going through these things every 3 to 5 years. I was like, or every 2 to 3 years. He's like, it's just going to die on you. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, that's where we are in manufacturing. And that just boggles my mind. It's like all of tech, all of manufacturing is like that. Now, I actually did. So what I did is I searched and searched and searched. And I found a dryer called Speed Queen, which is like a company that makes dryers and washing machines for like hotels and stuff like that, like for commercial application. They actually advertised that their dryers and washing machines are meant to last 25 years. I was like, this company just sold me right there. It's like, why can't my iPhone say that? 25 years. And they gave me a 10-year warranty on the dryer. So I just bought a dryer for the same price as the one at Lowe's that has a 10-year warranty, is rated #1 in Consumer Reports as far as appliances go, not dryers specifically, but appliances. And the company says this is meant to last 25 years. I'm just blown away. So I'm like super happy with that purchase. Next thing, I have to buy it. My car dies. I had a Ford Fusion, boom. I'm driving the car. My wife was actually driving the car. The car just stalled out in the middle of the highway. The car has 80,000 miles on it, 2010 Ford Fusion. I had bought it new, so I don't drive very much. I have 80,000 miles in 10 years. Car just dies on me. So again, I'm like looking up all this stuff. I'm looking up like car reliability. Like, I'm all about everything that I own being reliable, from my watch to my car to my house. So I had to do all this research and look up like reliability of like cars. And I'm surprised that there are so many vehicles out there that have terrible reliability reports, and yet people buy them. So what I did is I actually found research studies, and I do this for everything. I love research and I love researching things. So I actually looked up like what vehicles. So here's a research study that I'm posting right here. The top 10 longest lasting vehicles. And you can see the percentage of these vehicles that have lasted over 200,000 miles. You can see there's a very small list of 10 cars here. Cars, trucks, whatever. Kind of crazy. When you start to think like, well, what about the cars that aren't on this list? And some of them were like 0% are lasting 200,000 miles. I was like, those ones are eliminated. So what I did is I bought the number one on the list, because it's supposed to last the longest. I mean, that's literally what I did. I bought the number one on the list. And you can see like so this includes all vehicles, but when they eliminate trucks and SUVs, you can see some of these like even in the top 10, like only 1% are lasting that long. And it's crazy to think about that a car is $40,000 to $60,000 and it's not going to last 200,000 miles, especially if someone is driving that in like 5 to 8 years. Really crazy. So I've just had like a run of appliances and I started to apply that to all my tech devices, because I'm so frustrated that these things just don't last. Like, why can't Apple just have a battery in here that I can take out? Because then this device would last so much longer. Because a lot of times what happens is it's the battery that dies. These only last so many charges. So I only charge, they say like lithium battery lasts between 1 and 10,000 charges. So like, I've charged, so when they say like that 3 years, that's 1,000 charges if you charge it every day. So, I charge my phone every night. I mean, you got to charge your devices every night, right? Like same with my watch, I got to charge this every day. So these devices just aren't meant to last. So I'm on like a kick of like finding technological devices that are meant to last. I just did it with my dryer. I just did it with my car, and I want to start, and I did it with my computer. I kind of made it with my computer with the warranty, but like I'm trying to do it with everything right now. So I'm really on a kick that like, I think a trend for companies is to make devices that actually last for us. Okay, next topic. Anyway, I think that's a pretty cool topic. I think it's neat to start to look at like, well, why is like manufacturing, what's been happening and stuff. And I think it's kind of cool. Okay, final topic. And actually I'm going to create a video about this, I think maybe like today or tomorrow. But I've been doing like a lot of sound tests, like just testing, like what does sound like on your end? Like you're listening to this, you're watching it, and I go back and watch my videos, and sometimes I'm like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had the sound mess up. I accidentally clicked, I was messing with the sound beforehand, I accidentally turned it down, and so the sound was down for my whole video, and I didn't know that. So I'm spending more time like testing things. Last week I was away, and I used my iPad for my video, and I held it this way instead of this way, so it was like really, really, really tiny, like flat, like this tiny instead of big screen tiny. So I'm learning some things and I'm playing around with it, so I am going to create a video about this. But what I want to do right now is I want to show you some differences in sound quality, because I talk about sound quality and I tell people like, oh, if you want to make your own video, you need a microphone because of the sound quality, you need a camera, you need this and that. Like, don't use your computer. So I think the best way to do this is to actually just show people the difference. So right now, what you're listening to is you are listening to my Blue Yeti microphone. Here's a list, top 10 microphones. You can see, here's the Blue Yeti right here. This is a silver one. And mine is actually black. And what's funny is in my office, I have an actual blue one. So they make like all different colors. But the brand is called Blue Yeti. So right here's the Blue Yeti. These are the top 10 best microphones for YouTube or whatever. But really, any quality microphone works really well. A Blue Yeti is a popular one, I should say. Blue Yeti is just one of the popular brands. Okay, so I really like my Blue Yeti, blah, blah, blah. Cool mic. But there's other, I probably have a mic sitting right around me right here. Yes, I do. Here's a little microphone. These are like, let me put it in the white so you can see. These are like a little clip-on mic, a lapel mic. These are like $10 to $15 on Amazon. Work great. So much better than your computer mic. So let's take a look. Let's do a little test and look at some different microphones. Okay. I'll tell you what I'm on. So right now I'm on the Blue Yeti. Let's go to, Where's my mouse? Here we go. Okay. I'll tell you when I'm going to switch it. Okay, so right now we're on the Blue Yeti. I'm going to go to my default computer microphone. So listen to the difference when I go to my computer mic. So this is what your computer mic sounds like. Okay, so now we are on my computer microphone. I'm testing 1, 2, 3. I'm on my computer microphone. So this is the computer microphone. Did you hear a difference when I immediately switched to this? It sounds different. So you can start to hear like, whoa, why would I spend money on a mic? You can hear that difference right away on this microphone. It is not great. Okay, let's go to a different one. And I'll talk while I'm going through. I'm switching to the default microphone on my Logitech webcam. I'm on my Logitech webcam mic. Do you hear a difference? Can you hear a difference on my Logitech webcam mic? So you can see the difference. That's 3 different microphones. Blue Yeti, Logitech, computer. Blue Yeti, Logitech, computer. Right now I'm on the Logitech. Again, sound changes. So you have to pick what you like. Now I'm going to go back to my Blue Yeti. All right, I'm on the Blue Yeti mic, which I much prefer, so much better. Here's what I like about a nice quality microphone. So first of all, it should sound better to you. And what I mean by sound better specifically is you might notice those other ones were louder, but they have tons and tons of background noise. Like you hear shh as I'm talking. Maybe you didn't pick up on it right away, but if you go back and listen closely, you will hear it. So what I like about the Blue Yeti mic is I can actually make the Blue Yeti mic get rid of that sound by turning the gain down. I have my gain down like almost all the way on my Blue Yeti mic. Let me turn the gain up and you can see what it sounds like. So I'm going to turn my gain all the way up. Gain is all the way up. Do you hear some background noise and some weird stuff? Let me just turn it down because it's probably super annoying. Put it back to a good setting here. There we go. Okay. But you should be able to hear some major differences when I did all that stuff. And you can start to see like how much sound matters. So like you buy a quality mic and there's all these settings, like you can get rid of that stuff so easily. And like the other thing about the Blue Yeti mic is I have it set up so like it's only picking up sound like in front of me. It's not picking up sounds from the sides or behind the microphone. Like if there's a noise behind this microphone, it's not picking it up. The sound would actually have to travel around like the waves to the front. Like it's only the front mic is turned on because it's 4-directional microphone. So like you're all these cool settings like that you can change. But sound just makes such a big difference. It's one of the reasons I'm stressing like the people, like when you're making multimedia, you're trying to create anything with sound, having a quality mic is such a worthwhile investment because your computer mic there's so little you can do with it. And it's really a generic mic. I mean, your speakers on your computer, your mic on your computer, your camera on your computer. I don't think I've used my camera on my computer since I got this thing. It's just I've had a big piece of tape over it and I use a Logitech webcam. But like you can see differences in quality if I did a video one. And I should do a video too. Show the differences in quality of video. But you can just hear right there the differences in sound. And it just made such a big difference. But anyway, those are my topics for today. Those are my big things. Some cool stuff. You know, I had a little presentation on Tuesday where I talked about some of the more like gaming issues, some of the big things coming up and stuff like that. These Thursday videos are going to be more like focused on multimedia, some gaming stuff, but the Tuesday night will be more focused on gaming. This will be more tech and interesting topics around instructional technology, multimedia, design, learning, all that kind of fun stuff that I like and I'm interested in. But this is a regular time. I'm trying to do Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. and Thursdays at 1 p.m. to kind of give people some different times they can come on. As always, if you have questions or anything, feel free to ask. Always able to ask any questions or anything like that. But yeah, that's about it for today. If there are any final questions, go ahead and ask them. But yeah, that's today. Some good topics. I think these are kind of exciting. I've been, I do these presentations. I kind of think about things that I've been interested in all week, things that are just going through my mind. So anyway, thank you. Have a good day, y'all. And a good weekend.